Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the second annual summit of Life Leadership Initiative for Excellence. It is a proud moment for all of us, including Mr. Khemka, to have all our young scholars banded together. And from 19 last year, we have 40 scholars with us this year. I would actually like the originator of this passion really, Mr. Shiv Vikram Khemka, who is the chairman, to come and share his thoughts about the entire foundation, its vision, and also about what he dreams that these young people will become.
Good evening. This is the first time I'm together with all of you that are part of our family in terms of this work we are doing and that we've started and that I'm very privileged to be part of. I just wanted to spend a little time with all of you sharing once again some of the thoughts that led to the creation of this foundation. Because for us, this is sacred work. We look at our relationship with these people as being something that is very special, very sacred. And when I say family, I don't say it lightly. I say it with all my heart, and I say it with great humility. Hopefully we'll go on a journey together that will be long-lived. We'll be together for many, many years. And along that road, we will share many great things. When one looks at the world today, one can't help think to oneself that our generation and the generation above it hasn't done a very good job, unfortunately. You look at conflict, you look at poverty, inequality, inequity, the demographic challenges facing the planet, governance, very poor governance, corruption, the environmental catastrophe that's waiting to happen, education, the digital divide, and on and on and on. And actually, it's very depressing. Gandhi said, "We have enough for our needs, but not enough for our greed." But no one's taken that to heart, really. All of us continue to want to follow the aftermath of the Industrial Revolution and access the benefits of material life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that excess has become very common. And one day I said to myself, you know, we all keep complaining, but it's time for us to start somewhere, to start on a path of trying to find and trying to nurture the next generation of leaders that will hopefully be able to play at the right level in terms of planetary leadership, to be able to actually bring peace and compassion to the human race. So I believe that the real issue is a paucity of quality leadership on the planet and a paucity of great teachers who are focusing on nurturing great leaders. We need both. So when we started the foundation, we named it the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. Even though we started with one school, we didn't call it the Indian Education and Leadership Foundation. We called it the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. We are now in 5 countries, because as I talked to people about what we did, people became very interested and said, we want to do the same thing. We want to connect. And as I reach my 50th birthday in 2 weeks, I am following the old Indian tradition that you try and live your life in 4 segments. This is the end of the 2nd segment, and the 3rd phase is a phase that I'd like to devote my life to spiritual work and to service. I decided that what I'd like to do is devote 50% of my time after the age of 50 to service. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and I look forward to spending more time with you in the next couple of days and over the next few years as time goes. Thank you very much.
It's great to be here in Jaipur, and I think that this conference is what tGELF is actually very, very good at doing, and it's the reason why I really like what they do. It's about bringing kids like all of us together in one place and showing us the value of retaining some sort of idealism in a world that's very, very cynical outside.
A leader for me is a person who can be the change he wants to see and can inspire others also to be the change that he has envisioned.
Doing what you're good at, giving it everything you've got, and somehow connecting with the people who you're giving yourself to.
In my opinion, a leader is not someone who always comes up with the best idea himself or herself necessarily. He's probably someone who can work with a team and find any idea and work with people in such a way that he can build that idea to becoming the best.
To me, leadership is basically about inspiring people and showing people the right way to go. I mean, it's showing people a way to help themselves and help others.
Like all of you already know, I'm Sarpanch. I'm sure all of you are already aware this is our lowest level of governance in the country, and Sarpanch is the one who heads the village council. I personally believe that each one of us, across all stratas of the society, irrespective of where we come from, whether we're educated or we're not educated, we all are leaders in our own capacity. So my appeal to all of you and plea to all of you is going to be that whatever you choose to do, just remember not to look for easy answers. Yes, sometimes you have to struggle. Sometimes reaching your goal may take a lot longer than you'd wish it would take. But if you have the perseverance, if you have the determination, you will achieve what you have set out to do.
I've journeyed all the way from the Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan to be with you because it's something I want to do. I want to interact with students who have been so carefully selected to play a greater role in leadership and transformation. We are passing through a phase which is exceptionally important and sensitive. We are a great civilization, but a young nation. This nation is looking for change. This change must come from the young because they are its greatest stakeholders. It is their future which is at stake, and they must become the makers of their new destiny and the new destiny of this nation. Therefore, a chance to speak with them is for me personally a great privilege. And I want to begin by saying, remember first and foremost, wherever you come from India, you are the legatees of what I believe without the slightest trace of chauvinism or xenophobia. You are the legatees of a great civilization. I say this because there are few civilizations which conserve within them the features of antiquity, continuity, peaks of refinement, diversity, and the capacity of assimilation.
Every one of us seeks to live a beautiful life, yes? But let us inquire, do we really think that a beautiful life is about having a lot of wealth? It is about having a lot of fame. It is about having vast social circles. Is this what a beautiful life actually means?
Let us move into the session. Come, friend. Close your eyes. There are two ways to live life. Complaining and feeling as if there are so many things that are not all right. If only we can each of us just bring out awareness and realize that there is a part of us that is way bigger than the most intelligent person in the world, the richest man in the world, the smartest guy in the street, the most influential person in the world. There's a part of us that is so powerful, and that is in you, in me, in everyone. Living moves to another level.
So the topic I chose was do well to do good. Because the last 10 years I see a radical change in how young people in India feel about what they want to do in life. Not only aspire to do great stuff, but were very self-confident enough to start thinking about what do I do when I do well.
Just thank you very much for this opportunity to be with you, such an illustrious audience, just listening to all the wonderful things that have happened and all the endeavors and projects and so on. I was just overwhelmed by what is happening here in India and what is happening and what so many leaders are doing in this country. It is so important that young leaders in this country, take up this challenge, because it's going to be enormous to take up this challenge and say, I'm going to be there leading India into this absolutely new renaissance, because you are on the door, right on the threshold, at the beginning, I believe, of a renaissance. And you are the leaders that should just lead people, that should take the hands of people into this. It's going to be exciting times. I think it's a good time to live in India and to be part of this community and part of this culture.
My name is Yashwant Sinha. I am a member of Parliament, Lok Sabha. To me, the first challenge of globalization today is that globalization is really in tatters. The Doha round has collapsed. The United Nations is proving increasingly inadequate to meet the challenges, and the single superpower in the world is imposing its will, or trying to impose its will, on everyone else.
Imagine yourself to be a steward of this huge ship, Earth, and ask yourself every night, what have you done to improve the environment in that particular day? What have you done to reduce poverty?
I think that today the corporates are realizing that, that we need to take care of the environment. So if you meet any corporate leader, we are talking about sustainability. We are talking about carbon credits. We are talking about what is it that we can do to ensure alternate sources of fuel.
Your reward is not the mission. Your reward is who you become achieving the mission. So what I'm saying by that is, by achieving this mission, I'll be more confident. I'll have more self-belief. I'll be a man who knows when I say something, it happens. I'll be a woman who knows they have power. I'll be someone who has self-respect. I'll be someone who feels like they're making a difference. Who are you going to be when you achieve this mission? You are extraordinary, extraordinary people in this room. I unfortunately don't have time to go to the last two I'm going to go into today, but I'm happy to share with you another point. But I want you to know this. If you wake up every day, if you want those top needs, I want significance, I want love and connection, give it. You want love in your life? Give it. You want significance in your life? Give it. Make others feel significant, and you'll feel significant in the process.
I'd like to provoke all of you saying that focusing on corruption is barking up the wrong tree. we should focus on governance. I feel that corruption is the manifestation of poor governance, deficiencies in social values, which are exploited by persons with power, relational power, and lack of scruples.
Try to become a good leader and demonstrate. In that, I took this opportunity to went back to my village and become a panchayat leader in 1996. My village was one of the black spot village for the whole country for so many social issues. Now, this village is a model for the country.
I think the magnitude of the challenges that faces us is so huge that you cannot have a single sector or actor try and address that. So I think clearly there has to be collaborations between the government, private sector, philanthropic actors, and a leadership that is able to, get that collaboration to work and really produce results.
Inhale up on your toes, reach up, ribcage lifting from both sides, reach up for the ceiling. Exhale, melting back muscles. Very, very nice. It's a very meditative posture. Focus, let's go. Inhale up. Synchronizing the arms, the exhale, and the lowering of the heels.
Let's start by saying it's our generation. We've screwed up. We made a mess of this planet and we made a mess of this country. We have had technologies in this country which have existed for hundreds of years. We don't need to reinvent. So the point that I'm trying to make is let's go back to the fundamentals, bottom up.
A lot of ways that we've been looking at cities, that we've been looking at water, sustainability, all these issues, the challenges, has been perhaps a little myopic, and maybe we've been just repeating the mistakes from hundreds of years ago.
The question is not so much about what, it's about the how. And if you go to any policymaker in India, the single biggest question they'll ask is, don't tell me what to do, please tell me how to do it.
The challenge that we all as a team that we chose is poverty and inequity.
Fundamentally, I think we decided to say for the first time that maybe enforcement is not the problem. Maybe there's something actually genuinely wrong with all the laws. And the fact remains that government websites that actually detail how our lives are governed by local governments, which actually influence how we live in tremendous ways, is something that no one ever bothers to actually find out because it's so complicated, there's so much information out there, and it's so completely disorganized.
If you have effective governance, and if everybody understands what governance is and what they need to do for effective governance, corruption would be an issue that would be dealt with because they would understand that corruption is definitely coming in way of effective governance, and they would not opt for that practice.
There are 3 points we're concentrating on which we learned through the sessions. One was that good governance can solve all other problems. So we plan to test this now. The second would be from the bottom approach. And the third is changing mindset along with addressing the issue.
So our group was an environment and sustainability group. And we sort of tried to keep our plan focused to schools and get students to actually get some results and to show them that you can actually get something done, and something as simple as a recycling program.
The idea is that there are already institutions, there's already technology in place, and there are people who are willing to do it. There are schools who feel responsible towards this.
We had demographic challenges as our theme. We were all wondering what to focus on. Should we do something on health, education, poverty? There's so many things. But I think there was a general consensus amongst all of us to focus on education.
Now, within education, we narrowed down on a concept of mentorship. It originated from the idea that here at tGELF, we have the guidance. They're guiding us on our opportunities, on the avenues. They're giving us that exposure. And we wanted to give a similar exposure and guidance to students from underprivileged sectors.
That was fantastic, really. I'm shell-shocked by what you all can do in one afternoon. So just think how much you can do in your lives. tGELF from our side, I will commit. We will do everything to help you, but we're not going to do your work for you. We will help you, we will connect the dots, we will connect you to people that are leaders in that thinking. We will help you in every way, but it's your work, and you need to lead and lead the change and start practicing. Leadership is about practicing leadership. As you practice, just like you practice the sport, you get better and better and better. The power of many is much greater than the power of one. So build teams, collaborate. Someone said to me, everything is possible if you don't want the credit. So don't worry about the credit going to you as I'm the member of the team, I'm the leader, I'm the president, I'm the co-president. Don't worry about any of that. It's about the impact. It's about what you're doing. And you will be recognized automatically by your work. So let your work speak for itself. And I wish you all the luck and the best of luck. Thank you.
Gently close your eyes. Settle yourself into your breath. Sahana bhavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavadhitamastu, ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
With this, we bring to a close the second annual Summit of Life. And as she said, inshallah, we all meet again next year at the third annual summit. And thank you very much for each one of you who's been with us and been a part of it. Not just the summit, to been a part of this experience.
tGELF, leading the change.